Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Ryan Anderson. Unfortunately, there is yet another chapter to this mess that was started by Gypsy Rose as a brief reminder in the start of this video, but I had quite a few thoughts about this extremely unhinged and manipulative video that she just posted, so we're going to go over it. If you're interested, please keep watching. Alright you guys, so as a very quick recap, over the weekend what unfolded was Ryan Anderson shared a text message that Gypsy sent him asking if he was with Amber J, which is another TikTok creator that they had some exchanges. To my knowledge, they were never dating, they were never seeing each other. Gypsy decided to, I guess, instead of focusing on her amazing relationship with Ken, she decided to send this guy a text message, Ryan, and pry into what was none of her business and ask this. Ryan shared that message. Instead of allowing it to just, ignore it and move on. That's what I said in my other videos. She decided to tell everybody that Ryan is allegedly utilizing methadone as part of his recovery. And that's why he always has a sweat towel. The amount of disgust that I have for this entire situation for Gypsy is at an all-time high. And then she decided to double down and make more threats while she was at Jazz Fest.
So you want me to take my shit down, right? Okay, how about you quit talking about me? It's been 3 fucking months since I texted you. And you're spiraling out of control. So just remember, just as much dirt as you have on me, I have on you, honey. You punch at me, I punch back 10 times harder. Go see a therapist.
Finally today, we have this, I'm sorry, Ryan. She shared that on her TikTok story and then also posted this video. She made a huge mistake by leaving her comments on and unfiltered. People are going off in her comment section. Now, one of two things is going to happen with this video. Number one, she's going to cut the comments off and leave the video up. Or number two, she's going to take down the video and that will in turn get rid of all of the comments. People are lighting her up and I am here for it. Because in no form of reality does somebody take a text message that you sent, that person shares it, so you decide to tell everybody that they, half of their medical history. That just doesn't make any sense at all, and it's disgusting. But before I rant for too long, let's start with this video, and I like how she starts it. This is for Ryan Anderson. If you're not Ryan, keep scrolling. Do you realize that if you truly felt bad for what you did, this would not be a video on TikTok? This would have been an in-person meeting for you to pour your soul out with how sorry you are. But Gypsy Rose Blanchard has no soul, so let's start at the top.
So this video is going to be for Ryan Anderson, and if you're not Ryan Anderson, then keep scrolling. But I know y'all watch, and that's okay, but this video is not for y'all, it's for him. So I know that it's been about 3 months since we had any kind of text message exchange, and I know it's been really hard for you watching the show for the first time. I know it was all filmed, but I know that you don't, so I understand that you're reacting to things in real time, just like I am. So I'm sorry for not giving you that grace. I do want to say, this is going to be kind of a long video of me just putting out what's on my heart, and I know that it is hard to watch things that we have said and things that happen, even if it was 6, 7, 8 months ago, whatever. I understand that it's the feelings are happening.
In my opinion, I think that her eye wanders a lot when she's being dishonest. I think that there are other things at play as well, but I think that her eye really wanders bad when she's being disingenuous, lying, telling a half-truth, making herself a victim. If she's not being truthful in the way that she's, delivering said video or statement, I think that's when the eye wanders a lot. No, I'm not bullying her. I'm just making a simple observation. And to be quite honest, at this point, she doesn't deserve grace. She does not deserve grace at this point in time, because this video is so manipulative, and the way that she's trying to talk to Ryan as if he's some, little toddler that got his feelings hurt. I thought he was a member of the public, but in this video, you really show your ass, and I'm wondering how Ken is feeling about all of this. But let's keep going.
In real time, and I want you to know that it is extremely hard to watch you have to go through these emotions. And I understand that when you are doing live streams, you're speaking your truth. You're speaking your mind and your peace. And I'm never going to filter you for doing that.
You're not allowed to filter him. You are not his mama. You are somebody who has publicly humiliated and embarrassed this man over and over and over and over again. He is allowed to go on TikTok and say exactly how he feels. I used to say, hey, let's wrap it up. Let's, I want to know more about Ryan and hear less about Gypsy. But at this point in time, I am completely on the other side of that argument. I am here for Ryan, dragging her, as long as that's what he's doing. Let's give more of that negative, disgusting behavior back towards her and her camp.
But whenever you put out text messages between you and I that I think are sacred, that should, in my opinion, be sacred between.
So this entire part of her video where she's talking about, sacred this, I thought I was safe that, she's saying, I want to be able to say whatever I want to you, and you're not ever allowed to tell anybody what was said. I don't think that Ken knew that she was still texting Ryan until very recently. I don't think that I don't think the truth was shared with him. I think that a lot of times Ken finds out things when social media finds out things. And I'm sure that there's been some very interesting conversations being had in that house as of lately. You are not allowed to embarrass, shame, humiliate, bully, expose your ex-husband. Again, not a member of the public, because a member of the public would not be receiving this kind of attention from Gypsy. You're not allowed to do that to him and expect things to still be secret. It was a text message. If you don't care and you want the guy to move on, why give him any attention? And instead of just giving it attention, you told everyone that he's in recovery and taking medication for it.
Us. And when I mean sacred, I mean that there are very few people I trust in this world. And I have always counted you as one of them.
How manipulative is this? Oh, I don't trust anyone, and you're one of the people that I trusted, as a way to make him feel bad. What do you think has happened to his trust over the period of time having known you. Imagine being blindsided, left, and then publicly humiliated by somebody that you married. And now you have this little gremlin sitting on TikTok acting as if she's the victim. Oh, I don't trust anyone. I have trust issues. Oh, poor me, pity me. You released extremely private information. The cat's out of the bag. You can't undo the damage that was done by your public temper tantrum, and then you're doubling down on that tantrum. Shameful.
So whenever I reached out to you when I was 2 weeks postpartum and I didn't know how to handle my emotions.
So here come the fake tears, and again, the eye is wandering. So in my opinion, I don't think that she is being authentic in this entire video. I don't like that she's bringing, oh, I was postpartum, because what she's trying to do here is make people feel bad and excuse her actions because she was postpartum. That's not the way that this works. You knew exactly what you were doing. You just didn't want the world to know that you were still in contact and prying into Ryan Anderson's life when you had no business being there. How many times have you begged him to move on? And now here you are asking, oh, are you with Amber J? Girl, go take care of your baby. And why don't you be more honest with Ken? Because I am quite sure Ken is not a happy camper right now.
I just had a baby. My whole life changed. My literal whole life changed in an instant. And I don't regret having Aurora.
Your entire life changed in an instant because of your decisions. Everything that happened was your choice. You left Ryan, you moved out of Ryan's house, you got back with Ken before moving out of Ryan's house, you got divorced, you quickly got knocked up. All of those were your decisions. When people say, oh, my entire life was flipped upside down, my whole life changed, that's usually because of things that were out of their control. And people have understanding for those situations. Nobody has understanding for a little gremlin wrecking her home and now wanting to come back and be like, oh, my whole life was flipped upside down. We do not care. We do not feel bad for you. It was your choice, the entire thing.
I don't. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. But I leaned on you. I leaned on you because I trust you. That is not something a lot of people I can say about.
You know, someone I would never trust is somebody that manipulated and groomed a disabled man to kill their mother for them. I don't think that you're the one in the room that should be passing out, okay, you get trust, you get a little bit of trust, you seem like a decent person, you're the problem.
When I felt distant from Ken during those first few weeks postpartum, I vented to you. I told you everything that was on my heart and in my head. And I thought that that was gonna...
She was feeling distant from Ken, and she was communicating with Ryan while simultaneously jumping on social media and telling him to move on, get over it, you gotta heal, you know, peace, love, and positivity sent your way, meh, you know. Your secret was exposed. That's what all of this boils down to. She did not want anyone knowing that she was talking to Ryan during or shortly after her pregnancy. That's what this boils down to. She was exposed for what she was truly doing. And again, in my opinion, I could be wrong on this. I don't think that Ken knew until either all of this has unfolded or much further down the line. And now she puts on some fake tears here coming up. I think those tears are two things. I think those tears come from a fraudulent place, first and foremost. Secondly, Gypsy is realizing that she has a child with a man that is upset with her, and she has finally embarrassed her former husband enough to the point where he's getting loud. And it probably feels like everything is crashing down. But how I feel about that is reap what you sow and fall off, kick rocks. Don't care. Not an ounce of pity will ever go in this gremlin's pocket.
Stay between us. Did I tell Ken? Eventually I did. But
so she was secretly texting Ryan. Ken did not know. That confirms it. And honest to God, you guys, I think that he found out like very, very recently. I have a feeling he might have even found out when Ryan released the info. Because Gypsy is a secret keeper. She likes to play things that are in her favor, while the things that are still serving a temporary purpose, don't disturb that. Let me figure out what I can do over here while being secretive, while something over here is still waiting for me. This is extreme manipulation. It is extreme gaslighting. And at the end of all of this, I feel bad for Ryan. Because like I said earlier, the cat's out of the bag. You already told everyone. You upset Ryan. You probably made his mental health totally tank. And the way that you tried to shame somebody for being in recovery is blowing up in your face. And that's why this video has come out. It's not for Ryan. It's not because you feel bad for Ryan. It's because, one, your public image is being wrecked because people in the recovery community are now saying, whoa, 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 like, what is this all about? Because people in the recovery community really, they care for one another. People with humanity care for people that are on the road to recovery. People that have a good soul understand that it's not easy. And here you are using it as a gotcha.
I never aimed to hurt you. It was never about hurting you. It was always about...
So it wasn't about hurting you. And my God, that eye is wandering a whole hell of a lot right here. What do you think releasing the one thing that Ryan wanted to keep private, what was that intended to do? It wasn't a PSA. It wasn't an advertisement for a yard sale. You told the entire world something that he wanted to be kept private because it was extremely personal to him and his medical history and the path that he has gone on. You got upset that he released a text message that you thought was sacred for whatever reason. And you went so far outside of that's not even like a tit for tat. And that's why everybody is so irate over this situation. It's disgusting.
What the public might think, the public persona. And I think what gets to me, and I vented this to your mom.
And this is still what she cares about. The public persona, what the public thinks, what's the public saying about it. If the public did not get pissed off about this, she would not be sitting here making this video. Everything is about, how do I look? How do people like me? Am I getting good comments? Can I filter the bad ones out? Her ego is just, it's so huge and annoying. It makes me like I want to like throw gas in a match on it.
Is that you have your TikTok personality and then you have the real Ryan Anderson. And those two are two completely different people.
So you mean he has a TikTok personality and the real Ryan? That kind of reminds me of the Gypsy Rose that would sit in a wheelchair and was in on the con with her mom Dee Dee before she unalived her mother. And then the Gypsy that was putting peanut butter in secret places and doing things on video with Nicholas Gaudejean. You're one to talk about having a split personality. Please.
So when I see you on TikTok, acting the way you do, talking the way you do, doing your polls, that's not the man that I married. The man that I married went on Facebook once a month because I asked him to. You didn't do social media. You didn't care. It was never about the...
Maybe social media has given him a voice, and it has given him people that are willing to hear his side of the story. Why do you care what he's doing? Again, this goes back to, you have said 25 different ways that you want this person to move on, leave you alone, find new love, find happiness, do all the things. And you're sitting here wondering why he's on social media. Maybe it's because he has built a presence for himself, and people are now here to support him. And when you do something like what you pulled over this weekend, those people are going to get loud, and you don't like it. Go tend to your child. Stop creating dumpster fires.
Public back then. And it's so hard to see what you have become. So yeah, I get mad, I get frustrated, I get angry because I know that that's not you. Where's the person that...
Why do you care? Why do you care what he's doing? That's what I go back to. You got Ken, you got the house, you got your toxic stepmommy, you got the baby. Like, why do you care? The kind of whiplash that I've done this entire weekend, having consumed this nonsense, is a little bit insane. You're sitting here shedding tears because this isn't the man that you married. Why do you care? He is actually officially your ex-husband. Leave him alone.
Came to visit me when we had an argument and I told you don't come, and then you showed up anyway. Where's the person that was there for me whenever my parents were on the edge of a divorce? And Christy didn't pick up the phone for 3 weeks. And you were all I had. You think I forgot about that? I haven't. I hate that we keep doing this back and forth, trying to hurt each other, but we're not trying to hurt each other, we're trying to hurt each other's reputations. I hate the fact that we are trying to be at war with each other.
And that confirms she is here for her reputation. And as far as hurting each other, you took a text message because, again, in my opinion, you didn't want anyone to know that you were still talking to Ryan, freshly just had a baby. You took a text message and literally exposed his medical information, because that's what it boils down to. You can call it recovery, you can call it a journey, which it is that, but you exposed his medical information because you knew that was the one thing that he wanted to keep sacred to himself until maybe a time would come that he would feel comfortable to share that with people. Instead, you shared it for him. You can't put the cat back in the bag, and here we are. I don't understand what kind of unhinged, delusional circus show this is, but we're certainly in it, aren't we? My God.
But I know I just want the best for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to move on. I want you to move on with someone that's going to make you happy, that's going to love you like you should be loved.
Again, I want you to move on. I want you to be happy, da-da-da-da. But then you're texting him, are you with Amber J? Girl, why do you care? Let it go. You have begged this person to leave you alone. You want them to be happy. And then you're wondering if they're with some TikToker. Be so for real. The level of just there's no reconciliation with this kind of nonsense. What is happening?
And I know that it's hard because I get it. I did you wrong and I'm sorry for that. But every time we would text each other, every time we would talk on the phone, you wouldn't really bring that up. We were civil, if not even friendly. So yeah, I am sorry that in all of this confusion and anger and disappointment that...
So Ryan was civil, and you have decided to be toxic, cruel, and disgusting, while he had been civil during the times that y'all had any exchanges. This, again, confirms that Gypsy Rose Blanchard is unchanged. She is diabolical, and she will never grow into a different person. This is rinse and repeat. The fake tears, the wigs, the, making herself a victim. This is not a changed person.
Seeing that text message that you released, for what? For what? Because you wanted to show that you are the truth teller on TikTok?
He told people that you had been in communication with him, which is his right to do so. Hey, listen, if you don't want people exposing text messages that you're communicating with them, don't communicate with them. You have a whole baby. You had a whole baby to take care of, and here you are acting like you don't care about your ex-partner with your new partner that you trapped into having said baby, and you're mad that the truth came out. And Ryan gets to wear that crown because he is the truth teller. He said that he was going to tell the truth. He did. You wanted that to be your dirty little secret, and you're mad that he told it. Sounds like a personal problem.
Well, that hurt my trust. And so, yes, in turn, I put out personal information of yours that I knew that you didn't want out there. And it was wrong, and it was below the belt, and it was too far, and I'm sorry. I truly am sorry. Even if you give me many other jabs, I won't put out anything else about you.
So you won't put out anything else about him. Are you supposed to be awarded with some kind of like cookie or sticker or something along those lines for saying that? You already told the thing that he wanted to keep for himself, because it is extremely personal. And I know a lot of people that are in recovery and they don't make it part of their TikTok or, social media thing. And that's their choice to do so. Having that exposed by a manipulative ex-gremlin that you unfortunately had, put a little faith into is extremely painful.
I'm not going to try to hurt you. I know that in your heart you care about me. I know in your heart that you are a good person. And I'm just sorry. I'm sorry that you fell in love with a piece of shit like me.
Well, at least she was honest there, because she is a piece of shit.
I always said Ken was my love, is my love. But you were my comfort. You were my safe place because I knew that you never would hurt me.
So you knew Ryan would never hurt you, so you not only hurt him by wrecking your whole home, abandoning your dog with him, embarrassing him online, and now coming full circle, having exposed something so deeply personal to him, all because he showed a text message that you sent to him.
And I'm just tired of this war, and I want it to end. I don't know what you think the alternative could be between you and I. That's where I get stuck at, is...
Oh, this is where it gets really good, because keep in mind, not once has Ryan ever said, oh, I really want to stay friends with you. Can we please be friends? I want to be pen pals. I want to have picnics and, Christmas cookie contests. He has never asked for that from Gypsy. And here she is again, sitting here like, look, I know I'm special. I am so special to you, but I have a family and you need to move on. That's what this entire final minute and a half is giving. It is so unhinged, and again, it's extremely manipulative. And in all of this mess, I hope that Ryan is okay.
I can't keep texting you. I can't keep talking to you. I have a whole family. I'm in a committed relationship.
You're the one texting him. What a batshit nutty little gremlin this era is, because none of it makes any sense. You were texting him, and you're mad that now Ken is probably over here watching this like, oh, what in the world is going on?
Daughter with this man, I don't know if we can't be friends.
Girl, nobody wants to be your friend. Nobody asked to be your friend except for Bree.
Do you understand what position I'm in? I know to you, as long as I keep talking to you, you feel some sort of connection, but that can't be. We can't do that. We're not at that space. All I could do is wish you the best.
But nobody asked to be your friend. That's what I keep going back to. You literally act like Ryan has been on TikTok, pleading to be your friend. This is all just, it's a bit too much. But we're almost done with this. We're going to wrap it up very soon. Thank God.
Yes, and I know that is finite, and that's definite. And I know this is all sinking in, that it's really the end now. But you will always have a place in my heart, and we will always have those good memories together.
The superiority complex with Gypsy is truly disgusting. You are not special. You are a mommy, and that's all that you're known for. That is literally all that you're known for. So take a step off your pedestal, recollect yourself, realize how disgusting you have been in all of this, and again, go tend to your baby.
But that has to be it. Some people come in our lives for a season, others for a reason. And the reason you came in my life was to show me that I need to be a better person.
Wow, how inspiring. I think that before Gypsy sat down to produce these fake tears, she probably Googled what are some inspirational quotes about former relationships, and let me pepper that in the end of the video. Girl, you are so far gone, and I know that you are definitely regretting leaving these comments open, because again, people are eating your ass up. And I gave them a round of applause. Talk about unhinged. this is truly a display of somebody that is so far off any path of normalcy. It's wild. But as always, we're here to talk about it. But that's going to be it for tonight. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.